Welcome back to the 2 Minute Warning. Today I'm taking a look at least me, the best division of football, the NFC West, Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Rams, San Francisco 49ers, and the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm going over whether or not the division leader currently in the 2-0 Cardinals can actually come out on top of this division by the time the season is over. But before we get into my breakdown, my matchup, my predictions, I just fumbled that word, excuse me. But I want to hear from you guys. Comment down below. Who do you think will come out on top of this division? What's your overall standings? Who's first? Who's second? Who's third? Who's fourth? Let me know. Comment down below, and we'll see how our matchups and predictions match up at the end. Looking at it, though, we know the reason the Cardinals are even in contention right now. This man right here, Kyler Murray, is doing things, I don't want to say no one expected him to do, but at this high of a level this soon, Kyler Murray is showing he can be an MVP candidate. 689 passing yards, second in the league on only 68 attempts. He's not up there in numbers like a Derek Carr, like a Justin Herbert, like a Tom Brady, like a Dak Prescott. He's got 15, 20 less pass attempts than some of these guys, and his numbers are above and beyond theirs. That just shows how good he is, how good this team is, and it's not even stopping there. His rating is 121.5. The only guys above him are Mahomes, are Russell Wilson. And that's a pretty good class to be around and be heading towards. Kyler Murray's all the talk. Is he a top 10 quarterback? Is he a top 10 quarterback? All of a sudden, it's like, is this guy top 8? Is he top 7? Is he top 6? Is he top 5? He's heading in that direction. 7-3 touchdown interception ratio. It's not the most ideal ratio. I'd prefer a 3-1 at least for my quarterback, but it happens. It's early on. It's a small sample size. I don't expect it to stay at this ratio for the entire season. And he's winning football games. So at this point, he's getting the job done one way or another. But it's not just him. Like I said, the reason those completions are so low yet the yards are so high is because of the good receiving room he has now. And I don't think a lot of people realize how good of a supporting cast there is on this Cardinals receiving room outside of D-Hop. You see Rondale Moore has more targets than D-Hop. He has 13, D-Hop has 12. A.J. Green, he's got 12. D-Hop has 12. These guys are getting the ball, they're getting the targets, they're getting the play time, they're getting the catches, and they're producing. Rookie Rondale Moore is shining as a young star. A.J. Green showing he's still got some talent and some gas left in the tank. Christian Kirk, he's always there for that random big play. A concern for me is the run game. Now, do I think the run game is good on the ground? Can they run the ball on the ground between Kyler, Chase Edmonds, and James Conner? Yes, 100%, with Kyler backing them up. But my concern is, if Kyler needs a break, if he needs a play in between towns where he just needs the ball to be handed off so he can reset himself, he can reconfigure himself, and you could just get some backup, some help from his team, and he knows his running back, Chase Edmonds, James Conner, whoever's in on the play, can turn a 2nd and 8 to a manageable 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, 33, and not get stuffed at the pile. Maybe even pick up a first down, for goodness sakes. I don't know if he can count on that run game in, game out, play in, play out, without him backing up the run game. I just don't see it producing well without him. And I know there's a lot of teams that can be in that situation, Lamar and sticky situation with their running backs, but still, that's where exhaustion comes in and where quarterbacks just can't play at a super high level every single game, week in, week out, because they don't have the backup in some areas. Now, as a whole, the run game is still fine. The receiving core is good. The offensive line is, I don't want to say outstanding, but it's looking pretty good when you got Kyler Murray running around and just refusing to go down and refusing to get hit or tackled. So take that with what you want. What I like on the defense is Twinkle Toes Isaiah Simmons is finding his role in this team. You see he's leading the team in tackles and solo tackles, total tackles. He's finding his role as a linebacker on this team. He's a high first-round draft pick just 2 years ago in the 2020 draft. Budda Baker, we know how good he is. I was concerned about the secondary entering the season. Budda Baker, Jalen Thompson, Robert Alford, Byron Murphy Jr., Marco Wilson is a rookie. He's from the University of Florida. I'm a fan of him since we go to the same school or went to. So I did have concern about it. They lost Pat Pete. Malcolm Butler's not playing, but they're getting the job done. They're at least being viable. They're not the Legion of Boom, but no one is at this point. But they're doing well given the circumstances of what they got. Did I expect the Cardinals' defense to be great this year? No. Did I think it'd be a little better than last year due to Chandler Jones coming in? But did I think the pass rush would have this type of impact with him coming in at 5 sacks in week 1 and J.J. Watt helping him out, Zavon Collins helping them out? No. Now, it is a little discouraging, or maybe you could say misleading. I don't know the exact word to use, but to see them have 6 sacks in week 1 and then only 1 sack in week 2, so that's a little iffy. But still, I'm not going to bash it too much. Every game's different, every scheme's different, every player you're matched up against is different. So I'm not going to look too much into week 1 and their pass rush, but it got the job done. They're 2-0. As much as I want to complain, critique, this Cardinals team is hot and rolling. They are ready. They are finding themselves, and they are being led by the right man right there, Kyler Murray. And actually, his rushing yards aren't even that high at all. 51 yards between 2 games. If I'm looking at that right, games played, rushing yards, I don't see how I'd be looking at that wrong. So it's pretty impressive to me that he's not even running on the ground that much. I guess I didn't realize he's running everywhere behind the line of scrimmage, but actually running for first downs, picking up big plays like he did last year. That's doesn't seem to be him, and he's getting it done through the air, which is good to see that he actually can rely on just his arm. Well, outside of all that, the big test is coming up. I think they can easily be 3-0 after week 3. I like Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, but they are just not ready, and the Cardinals are. But week 4, the big boys, the LA Rams, Matt Stafford, Sean McVay, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, you know the drill. Can they win that football game? Now, there is a big opportunity for the Cardinals coming up in week 4. Reason being, like I said, I think after week 3 they will easily be 3-0. But there's a chance after week 3 the Rams are not undefeated. They play the Bucs week 3, and I'm not, this isn't a prediction video, but theoretically, if the Bucs beat them and the Rams are 2-1 entering week 4, and the Cardinals are 3-0, and if the Cardinals can beat them in their house and take the division at 4-0, and all of a sudden the Rams fall to 500, that is a big, big opportunity for them to not really win the division necessarily, it's too early on, but win the first quarter of the season. I know quarter's not exact because it's 17 games now, but still, and to just put a statement out there, put a freaking notice that we are ready, we are hot, and we are coming for the crown of this division. And I think that type of win in LA could really set that stone for this team to be solidified as a playoff team, like it or not. Now, if they lose to the Rams, does that mean, they're not going to win the division? They can't make the playoffs? No, not at all. But just to put that type of confidence and that type of statement into the NFL, that would be a big chance for them to prove everyone wrong that was against them. Now, again, if they lose, they can still make a great run. But just theoretically, if the Rams were 2-1 entering that game and then lost to Arizona in their own home field, watch out for Arizona. Now, theoretically, the Rams could still be 3-0. They could beat the Bucs and then lose to the Cardinals. That's still a big statement. But I just feel like them falling to 500 and the Cardinals still being undefeated would just be enormous. But there's still tough games after that. Win or loss, Niners are tough. Browns are tough. Houston, you get a break. Good luck with Aaron Rodgers. Niners, Panthers undefeated. Seahawks. We know the Cardinals division and their record and their schedule. They got to play the NFC West, 6 games in that division. That's if you could go 500 in that division, you've done well. And then you got other tough games. You got Panthers, who are, I think, looking pretty good at least. You have Aaron Rodgers. You got the Browns' good roster. You got the Cowboys later on. It's not an easy break, but I do think this Cardinals team, they already beat 2 good teams. The Vikings had playoff expectations this year, and the Titans were a playoff team last year with still playoff expectations this year. So Cardinals are beating well-rounded teams. They're beating good teams. Let's just see if they can keep it going. Can they win this division? If you ask me, I would say 100% yes, they can. Will they? It'd be hard for me to give a concrete answer now that I 100% believe in. I'm not trying to avoid the question, but I just think it's too small of a sample size right now. After week 4, I'll have a pretty good feeling about the Cardinals, and I could give a more accurate prediction then, and I 100% will. As right now, I'd say they can win the division, but I need to see a little more to actually predict who will win it confidently. You guys tell me, though, what are your standing predictions? First, second, third, fourth, and last. Who is it? Thanks for watching, guys.